So the next phylum of animal kingdom is phylum Annelida. They are called segmented animals because in the previous phylum, as we have discussed, the body was rounded, worm-like, but the body was unsegmented. So in this, the development is that the body will become segmented. Okay. So here I have shown you the worms which are included in this. They have segmented body. So habitat is, they can be free living, that can be either aquatic or terrestrial, or they can be parasitic also. Some can also act as a parasites. And in terrestrial habitat, they show burrowing type of habitat. They lives in burrows in soil. Next is they have metameric segmentation. As we have already discussed about metameric segmentation, which means the segmentation means the division of the body into segments internally as well as externally. Okay, and the segments of the body are called metamers. So the segments are called metamers because they are externally and internally both are equally divided. So here you can see I have shown one example, that is Nereis, and the body is segmented. And here I have shown one more example that is very common, that is earthworm. Earthworm are included in this. So the body is segmented, and in this there are locomotory organs. First, these segments, they are called metamers, and the grooves, these ring-like grooves which are present over the surface are called annuli. So these grooves are called annuli. Okay, its first segment is called peristomium. तो इसकी जो फर्स्ट सेगमेंट होती है उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं, पेरिस्टोमियम. और फर्स्ट सेगमेंट के ऊपर आपको ये आउटग्रोथ दिखाई दे रही है, इट इज कॉल्ड प्रोस्टोमियम. इट एक्ट्स लाइक अ माउथ. क्लियर? So this is a segmented body. Segments are called metamers and the grooves over the surface are called annuli. And the first segment is called peristomium and the outgrowth over the first segment is called prostomium. Okay. Next is they are coelomates. Now before that they were pseudocoelomates. Now they are completely coelomates. Digestive tract is complete type. Sorry, one point is left, that is locomotory structures. तो जैसे मैंने आपको segments के बारे में बताया, similarly they have locomotory structures with the help of which they move over the ground. Okay, so in this case the locomotory structures are parapodia. So I have shown you here Nereis. These structures can you see here like outgrowth जो ये दोनों साइड से produce हो रही हैं. So with this parapodia, these are the paired structures through which they just attach themselves with the ground and then they move in front, they move forward. Okay, so these structures are called locomotory structures. And setae, they are called setae in case of earthworm. Singular is seta and plural is setae. If you will see the one segment of earthworm, तो यहाँ पे आपको इस तरह से अगर आप उसकी बैक साइड पे देखेंगे ना तो हेयर लाइक स्ट्रक्चर दिखाई देंगे. इन हेयर लाइक स्ट्रक्चर को हम क्या बोलते हैं, सीटा. क्योंकि when the earthworm moves, you must have seen the earthworm moving, so it moves like contraction and undulatory movements, contraction and relaxation. तो ये जब अपने आप को ग्राउंड के ऊपर इस तरह से फिक्स करता है तो ये सीटा इनको हेल्प करते हैं. लाइक द फ्रंट सीटा, दे विल हेल्प इट टू फिक्स ओवर द ग्राउंड, they will move in front. Then the next seta will help it to fix over the ground so that they can move with the contractions and relaxation movement. Okay, so the seta are present in earthworm. Similarly, parapodia are present in Nereis. Next is they are coelomates and they have complete digestive tract with the anus and with the mouth and anus. Respiration can be either through skin or gills. Generally it occurs through skin, but in some cases they can be also respire through gills. Only one example is there. Blood vascular system is closed type, means the vessels will be there now and the blood is red in color due to the presence of hemoglobin in it. So they have red colored blood in them because of the presence of hemoglobin. Excretory system is there with the help of nephridia. तो नेफ्रीडिया जैसे उसके अंदर फ्लेम सेल्स थे उसी तरह इसके अंदर इस तरह से नेफ्रीडिया लाइक स्ट्रक्चर होते हैं which help them to remove the waste from the body. Nervous system, they have nerve rings की फॉर्म में nerve cells present होते हैं. and they can also form ganglion. Ganglion is the group of nerve cells. तो जो nerve cells इस तरह से group बना के work करते हैं, they will form the ganglion. Next is sexual reproduction. They show unisexual and both they can be either unisexual or bisexual. So unisexual like in case of Nereis, or bisexual like in case of earthworm and leech. And fertilization is internal. Development can be either direct or indirect. Mostly it is direct, or it can be indirect like in case of Nereis. Examples are earthworm, leech and Nereis. Earthworm, they have the scientific name Pheretima posthuma. Okay, then leech, they have scientific name Hirudinaria, and Nereis, here it is a scientific name only. Here I have shown you the Nereis. So I will show the pictures of these. So this is all about phylum Annelida.
Meaning little ring, a French word, anneler, meaning to arrange in rings. Annelida are triploblastic, bilaterally symmetrical, coelomate and segmented metazoan. It includes well-known earthworms and leeches. General characters of Annelida. Cephalization is more pronounced with a distinct head bearing tentacles, eyes, etc. They exhibit homonymous metamerism. Body is divided into segments which are separated externally by intersegmental grooves and internally by intersegmental septa. Body is divided into three regions: prostomium, trunk, and pygidium. Prostomium. Anterior to the true segments lies prostomium, which carries the mouth. Trunk. It consists of longitudinal series of similar segments. Pygidium. Post-segmented region, posteriorly known as pygidium. There is a single preoral segment called peristomium. Body wall consists of cuticle, epidermis, dermis, musculature, and parietal peritoneum. Body cavity is a true coelom. Coelom filled with coelomic fluid is incompressible, acts as hydrostatic skeleton. Locomotory structures are ceiad or parapodia. Alimentary canal is straight muscular tube. Digestive glands are present in the wall of alimentary canal. Respiration takes place through the body wall and the richly vascularized parapodia, which acts as gills in some polychaetes. Blood vascular system develops first time in annelids. Blood vascular system is of closed type. Respiratory pigment is hemoglobin or chlorocruorin, green, and hemerythrin, pink or violet, dissolved in the plasma. Excretory organs or nephridia, metanephridia. Nephridia are ectodermal in origin. Nervous system consists of nerve ring around pharynx and two ventral nerve cords. Brain and segmental ganglia are present. Sense organs like eyes, photoreceptors, chemoreceptors, and mechanical receptors are present. Sexes are separate or united. Fertilization is external, internal in hirudinians. Cleavage is holoblastic and spiral. Development is direct in bisexual annelids and indirect in unisexual annelids. larva form is called trochophore larva.
So the next phylum in animal kingdom is phylum Arthropoda. This is the largest phylum of animal kingdom and it includes around 9 lakh species. Mostly 1/3 of the organisms of animal kingdom are covered in this phylum. Now what does this phylum name means? It is made up of two words, arthros and poda. Arthros mean jointed and poda means legs. So basically the organisms which are included in this phylum they have jointed legs. Jointed legs means when you must all have seen cockroach, and in the cockroach when you will see at the back side the legs are jointed you will see the ventral side, the legs are like this, they are in the pair and they are jointed at this point. That is why this phylum is called, the organisms included in this phylum are called jointed legged. Okay, as I told you, it is the largest phylum of animal kingdom with around 9 lakh species. If you will see the habitat, they are found on the land, in soil, they can live in soil, they can live in water also, either fresh water or sea water. And some of the species of this phylum can be parasitic also, they can live as ectoparasite or endoparasite. Next, the body is segmented externally, means as you know the body is segmented. We have two types, means we have metameric segmentation also, in which the body is segmented externally as well as internally, but here the body is externally segmented into the three parts, that is head, thorax and abdomen. So you can take example of cockroach in your mind, or I have shown one example also here. Most of the insects, because this phylum has a class which is called Insecta and all the insects are included in that class. So most of the insects or all the insects are included in this phylum. So here I have shown one insect to show you the division of the body. The upper part is the head, the middle part is the thorax and the lower part is the abdomen. You can imagine cockroach, like the uppermost part is the head part where the eyes are there, middle part is the thorax part and the lowermost part is the abdomen part. Okay, next is body is covered with thick cuticle, thick chitinous cuticle, which will form its exoskeleton. Exoskeleton means, you know that skeleton is proper skeletal system or skeleton is present in the higher organisms. As we move forward in the animal kingdom, then proper skeletal system will be there. As similarly an endoskeleton, and that is called endoskeleton, which will provide support to the internal body, and exoskeleton is the outer hard covering of which is present in organisms to provide them protection. So in this case the exoskeleton is made up of chitinous cuticle. You must have seen cockroach, तो cockroach का आपने देखा होगा, उसके ऊपर एक hard thick covering होती है brownish color की, that forms its exoskeleton. तो जो इसका thorax region और abdomen तो wings से cover होता है, thorax region जो है that is covered with a thick cuticle, chitinous cuticle, which is called exoskeleton. Okay, next is these organisms are coelomates. Obviously they have coelom in them, true coelom is present, and this coelom is filled with the cavity which is called hemocoel. तो इसका जो coelom है वो जो जिससे fill होता है उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं, hemocoel, which is filled with blood. Okay, so the cavity is called hemocoel because it is filled with blood. Next is digestive tract. Digestive tract is complete type, means they have separate mouth and anus. Next is blood vascular system. As I told you, they have the hemocoel in them, they have the cavity in which the blood flows, means there is no proper vessels in which the blood will flow, so they have open type of vascular system. Next is respiratory organs. So respiratory organs will be means depending upon the type of habitat. If they are living in water, then they have gills. If they are living on land, they are terrestrial, then they have trachea. Trachea means they have the small opening through which they will trachea or spiracles. Actually they have the spiracles these openings through which they can exchange gases from outside, and these spiracles open into these tube-like structures which spread throughout the body, and these tube-like structures are called trachea. Okay, so these spiracles through which they take in oxygen and release out carbon dioxide, and through this trachea they release these gases throughout the body. Next is excretory organ. They don't have proper excretory system, but they have excretory organ in the form of Malpighian tubules. अगर आप इनका digestive system देखेंगे ना, तो digestive system जो digestive tract होता है वहाँ पे यहाँ पे इस तरह से हेयर लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं. तो इसका डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम जो है वो मिडगट, हिंडगट, फॉरगट, मिडगट और हाइंडगट में डिवाइडेड किया होता है 3 पार्ट्स में. तो जो मिडगट और हाइंडगट के बीच का जो पोजीशन होती है, यहाँ पे इस तरह से हेयर लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स होते हैं जिनको क्या बोलते हैं, माल्पीजियन ट्यूब्यूल्स. तो ये माल्पीजियन ट्यूब्यूल्स जो है वो एक्सक्रीटरी ऑर्गन की तरह वर्क करेंगे, जैसे हमारे अंदर किडनी होती है. सो दे डोंट हैव प्रॉपर एक्सक्रीटरी सिस्टम, सो दे हैव माल्पीजियन ट्यूब्यूल थ्रू विच दे विल प्यूरिफाई देयर ब्लड. Next is nervous system. Nervous system is there but not very well developed. Similar like other phylum, they have nerve rings. So nervous system is present in the form of nerve rings, or ganglion means a group of nerve cells. Nerve cells इकट्ठे होके इस तरह से ग्रुप बना देते हैं so that they work together. They are called ganglion. And a ventral nerve cord is present. Okay, so on the ventral side nerve cord is present through which all the nerve rings are attached for the coordination. Next is sensory organs. They have sensory organs like antenna. So here I have shown these antenna. जैसे आपने कॉकरोच में भी देखा होगा, थ्रेड लाइक हेयर लाइक स्ट्रक्चर उसके बिल्कुल हेड के ऊपर प्रेजेंट होते हैं. दे आर कॉल्ड एंटीना एंड दे एक्ट एज अ सेंसरी ऑर्गन. दे हेल्प देम इन मीन्स दे हेल्प देम टू रिस्पॉन्ड टू स्टिमुलाई. Or they have compound eyes. So they have eyes in them and their eyes are compound eyes. So eyes are also a type of sense organ, but they have compound eyes which shows mosaic vision. Compound eye जो है वो एक characteristic feature है जो कि phylum Arthropoda में ही present होता है, जिसमें मोजेक विजन होता है. मोजेक विजन में क्या होता है, जैसे कोई भी इमेज अगर हमें फॉर्म करनी है, जैसे हमारी आइज़ में मोजेक विजन नहीं होता, अगर हमारी आइज़ में कोई भी इमेज फॉर्म हो रही है दैट विल बी कम्प्लीटली फॉर्म्ड. लाइक इफ दिस इज द मार्कर, the complete image will be formed. But in case of compound eye, the eye has small compartments in which small parts of the image will be formed in the different parts, and then together a complete image will be formed. तो ये छोटे छोटे पार्ट्स हैं, उनके अंदर छोटी छोटी इमेज फॉर्म होती है अलग अलग पार्ट की किसी भी ऑब्जेक्ट के, and then they together will form a complete image. This type of vision is called mosaic vision. And sometimes they have stetocysts, which are the cells which help them as balancing organ cells, or a group of cell which act as organ for balancing. जैसे बैलेंस करने में भी हेल्प करते हैं, like they can also act as a sense organ. Okay, so let's see some other. So if you will see the sexual reproduction in phylum Arthropoda, they are dioecious type of organisms, means they are unisexual. Sexes are separate, male and female organism is different, and fertilize, and they will release sperms and eggs, and the fertilization is internal. The sperms are released inside the body of the female where they will fertilize the egg. And they are oviparous type of organism, means they release egg, means there are two types of organisms, oviparous and viviparous. Oviparous which lay eggs, and viviparous which give birth to young ones. So they are oviparous, that is they lay eggs and then the new organism will be formed. Development can be either direct or indirect. If the indirect development is there, so the larval stage will be there, and the larva will show metamorphosis, that is the change of larva into adult by complete change in structure. Examples, there are so many examples in this phylum, and all the insects are included in this. The class Insecta is the largest class of this phylum. So examples are Pelimon, locust, prawns, scorpions, cockroaches, all these are included in this group. And apis, that is honeybees, these are economically important insects. Honeybees, bombyx, that is silkworm, so they are economically important because they are involved in the economic in the business and all. The honey is produced, and silkworm, bombyx is the silkworm which will help in the silk production. Okay. And if you will see the economic importance, or you can say the specific feature, Like some of them acts as vectors. Vectors means they act as a carrier to transfer the parasites of some disease. Like malaria, सबको पता है कि malaria is a parasitic disease and it is a protozoan parasitic disease and the protozoan parasite is transferred through mosquitoes. तो जितने भी mosquitoes हैं वो सब vectors में आते हैं because mosquitoes जो हैं वो vectors की तरह work करेंगे, means they will help the parasites to transfer into the body of the host. So it includes Anopheles mosquito, the most common type which causes malaria. Culex is there, Aedes is there. So these are the mosquitoes which acts as vectors. Next is gregarious pests. Gregarious pests are means that lives in a group. तो ये group में रहते हैं जैसे कि locusts. I will show you the pictures of these locusts, prawn, pelimon, so that you will find them. How do they look? Then living fossil, one of the living fossil is there, which its scientific name is Limulus and the common name is king crab. So king crab is the living fossil because it shows the features which fossils, we study fossils to find out to relate or the features, the characteristics of present organism with the previous one. ठीक है, तो ये जो लिमुलस है ये ancestral characters को भी शो करता है जिसकी वजह से इसको living fossil बोला जाता है and it is also included in this phylum. So this is all about phylum Arthropoda. Next phylum is phylum Mollusca. We will start.
General characters and classification. Name Arthropoda was coined by von Siebold. It is derived from Greek word arthro means jointed and pod means foot. It is the largest phylum in the animal kingdom. It accounts for about 80% of animal species. They are triploblastic, bilaterally symmetrical, shows heteronymous metamerism, chitinous exoskeleton, and jointed appendages, metamerically segmented protostemes, and cosmopolitan in distribution. General characters of phylum Arthropoda. Body is usually divided into head, thorax, and abdomen. Arthropods occur in all types of habitats, marine, freshwater, and terrestrial. There is an increasing tendency of cephalization in arthropods. Body is covered by a chitinous exoskeleton. Periodical shedding of exoskeleton is called molting. It helps in growth. Joined appendages are present. Muscles are striated. Appendages are segmented and specialized for different functions. Body cavity is hemocoel. It is derived from embryonic blastocoel, so it is not true coelom. True coelom is confined to the spaces of genital organs. In some excretory organs, alimentary canal consists of 3 regions: foregut, midgut, and hindgut. Foregut. It is responsible for ingestion, storage, and trituration, mechanical digestion. Midgut. It helps for enzyme secretion and digestion. Hindgut or hindgut. It is responsible for the formation of feces and reabsorption of water. Blood vascular system is open type. Blood, hemolymph, passes through open sinuses.
So next phylum in animal kingdom is phylum Mollusca. Mollusca word actually means soft because they are very soft organisms. So for their protection they have a shell around them which protect them from outer environment. So So this is the second largest phylum of animal kingdom, which contains around 60,000 species. If you will see habitat, they are mostly marine, and body is unsegmented. Like in case of arthropods and Annelida, the body was segmented. In this case, body is unsegmented. So there is head, muscular foot, and visceral hump is present. So here I have shown the body of mollusk, which is present inside the shell. तो ये shell के अंदर का organism है, which I have shown you here. So this kind of structure is present. So this is the head part in the front, and this bulge part is called visceral hump. This bulge part is called hump, and the lower part is called foot. With the help of this foot, they move on the ground. Okay. Or and this the upper bulged part is called the visceral hump, and this is the foot part, this is the head part, and this is the mouth through which the alimentary canal or the digestive tract will be started and will end at the anus, because their digestive tract is a complete type of digestive tract. So next is, they have bilateral symmetry, means they will cut in one plane, then they will be divided into two equal halves. Next is, shell is present. So as I told you, in this organisms, they are very soft. So to protect them from the outer environment, they have a shell around them. This shell is produced or secreted by this layer which is called mantle. तो ये जो visceral hump है, इसके ऊपर आपको एक cells की layer दिखाई दे रही है, a very thin layer which is called mantle. इस layer को हम क्या बोलते हैं? Mantle. और ये जो mantle है, that will secrete the shell. And the shell is actually made up of calcium carbonate. तो mantle क्या करेगा? Calcium carbonate को secrete करेगा, जो कि इस organism के around shell form करेगा. Okay? Shell, it is not always there in all the mollusks. It can be either externally present, it can be either internally present, or can be absent also. So most of the mollusks, they have external shells जिसके अंदर वो रहते हैं, and in some cases internal shell can be there. Examples are squid and cuttlefish. They will form the endoskeleton, which help them to provide protection, support, and in some cases it can be absent, like in case of octopus. The octopus, you must have seen, they are very soft, but they don't have any shell around them, but they are still included in this phylum because of the other characteristic features. मोस्टली जो हम मॉलस्क में शेल्ड ऑर्गेनिजम्स जो होते हैं उनको प्लेस करते हैं. ठीक है. नाउ दे आर सिलोमेट्स एंड देयर कैविटी और सिलोम इज कॉल्ड हीमोसील, जैसे कि हमने आर्थ्रोपोडा में पढ़ा था. बट इसके अंदर एक इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट क्या है? दे डोंट हैव हीमोग्लोबिन इन देयर ब्लड, बट दे हैव अ ब्लू कलर पिगमेंट विच इज कॉल्ड हीमोसायनिन. तो इस पिगमेंट को हम क्या बोलते हैं? हीमोसायनिन. एंड दिस हीमोसायनिन इज ब्लू इन कलर बिकॉज ऑफ द प्रेजेंस ऑफ द कॉपर इन इट. तो इसके अंदर कॉपर के कुछ आयंस होते हैं जिसकी वजह से इसका कलर ब्लू होता है, और ये एक रेस्पिरेटरी पिगमेंट है. जैसे हीमोग्लोबिन होता है वैसे हीमोसायनिन होता है. तो जो हीमोसायनिन है, इट इज़ द वन ऑफ द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक फीचर ऑफ मॉलस्क. जैसे शेल प्रेजेंट है, दैट इज ऑल्सो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक फीचर ऑफ मॉलस्क. Similarly, hemocyanin is also a characteristic feature of mollusk, which is there only in mollusks. And complete type of digestive tract, which I already told you, that they have the mouth and anus, separate opening for ingestion and egestion. That is why they have complete digestive tract. Let's see some other features of mollusks. So next feature is the respiratory organ. So they are aquatic, so they have gills as respiratory organs. Excretory organ, they have sac-like kidneys, means they don't have proper kidneys, but sac-like structures present होते हैं. It means a kind of kidney, but not a proper kidney. And gills also can help in excretion. Next is nervous system. Nervous system is also there, but in the form of ganglia, means more than so many group of nerve cells are present, which is called ganglion, and different depending upon their location, different ganglia are present in it. Sense organs are like arthropods, they have stetocysts and eyes. Stetocysts, so it acts as a balancing organ, and eye is also there, but it is not a compound eye, and the eyes are present over the stalk like structures. इस तरह से stalk, if this is the head, they have a stalk over which the eyes are present. सो दिस स्टॉक आर कॉल्ड ओमेटोफोर्स. तो जिसके ऊपर ये आईज प्रेजेंट होते हैं, दिस इज द आईज and this is the stalk over which the eye is present, which is called ometophore. Next is sexual reproduction is there. Asexual reproduction is absent, and they are unisexual, means the separate sexes are there. Internal fertilization is there. Development can be direct or indirect. Examples are unio, octopus, chiton, pila, sepia. So there are many examples. These are the examples of phylum Mollusca. So I will show the pictures of these examples to you. So this is all about phylum Mollusca.
Mollusca is the most diverse and second largest phylum of invertebrate animals. They are soft-bodied animals, often with hard shells for protection. Mollusks are mostly marine. Some are freshwater, or found in damp soil. The body is unsegmented and bilaterally symmetrical. They are triploblastic with ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm, having reduced coelom lined by mesoderm. Their body cavity is called hemocoel. Their body is divided into head, visceral mass, mantle, and foot.